Skyhook called. It says it wants to have a go at a gameplay pack. Yes, today we are looking at Cargo Line, or Volume 1 of Cargo Line, which is Skyhook's new gameplay pack, announced today. I'm going to cover what it includes, what it adds to the game, the gameplay, why I'm not a big fan of it, how I think these kinds of packs could be made better, and, you know, obviously the fact that this is called Volume 1 suggests there is more of this to come. And also Focus Games financial reporting says that they're interested in trying, new monetization strategies, which basically means they're going to try and make more money, which means more of this kind of content, because it makes money for very little cost. So what does it include? Well, Volume 1, which is what they've announced today, is VTG branded TEA petrol tankers in 5 liveries and 5 sort of brake rigging arrangements. I believe it also comes with a Class 66, but almost everyone already owns that, so, big deal. Has 2 scenarios for Great Western Express, 2 scenarios for Mid and Mainline, 8 services for Great Western Express, and 8 services for Midland Mainline. So there's only 20 things you can use it for, which is not much at all. And that's tiny. You're paying money for 20 things, and once you've done that, like normally, okay, a few, like you'd expect at least 100 services, but 20 is a bit of a piss take already, and that's a common trend you will see. Why don't I like it? The biggest reason is that we already have the TEA tankers, and you can see them there in that screenshot from the BR Heavy Freight Pack for Northern Transpennine. There are TEA tankers. Yes, they might be slightly inferior. Yes, they might be only in 1 livery and they might only have 1 rigging arrangement. But we already have them. I already have them, right? They already layer onto routes for me. If I want to use them, I can use them. If I want to put them in a different livery, I can put them in a different livery. I don't really want to buy another wagon that I already own that's in a much better value pack. And on that topic, Northern Transpennine includes these wagons and a few others. The Class 08, which is recycled, and the Class 40, which was new. It's great value. It comes with 2 locomotives and a whole bunch of wagons, and a huge new timetable. You can drive these things on more than 20 services. No problem at all. And probably hundreds of freight services with these wagons and the Class 40 and whatnot. Just 20 is too little. It's too little. Other issues that I have, obviously the small timetable. There's only 20 things to do with it. And Skyhook came up with this argument that you can add more liveries, and I've taken a screenshot off their press release, that sort of seems to suggest that they invented the livery and scenario planners, like Muhammad himself whispered into the ear of the head tech of Skyhook and goes, delivery and scenario planners. Like, this is just, of course we can do this. It's a new add-on. That's a given. Who knows? Now, release information we don't know much about. They've told us it will release on the 12th of December, but they haven't told us how much it would cost. Now, I am almost certain that they would have already decided on a price. Whether or not they haven't announced it because they're thinking of changing it, hopefully lowering if that is the case, or whether they're not releasing the price because they don't want us to know until the day it goes on sale and people go, oh, I'm gonna get this day one, and then they realise that and only then does the price become apparent and they don't realise. I don't know. Hopefully not. That would be incredibly scum, but you never know. an ideal price would be anything under £5. Between £5 and £10 is sort of starting to get into the rorting territory. If it's priced at £10 or more, this is a scam. And I haven't called it a scam as yet. I wanted to, but I'm, a bit conscious that likes to get the forums a bit fired up. I'm not calling it a scam yet, because we don't know how much it costs. But if it's expensive, then of course, I'm not going to hold back, right? I'm giving benefit of the doubt. Hopefully it's worth whatever price they put on it. And of course, they called it Volume 1, which means we can expect a lot more of this. How much more? Who knows? What else would it include? Who knows? Is there stuff... Is it just Volume 1 and 2? Who knows? Is there lots of stuff that's not even made it to the roadmap yet? Who knows, right? No one... They haven't told us, right? And it's releasing in what? A few days' time? Like, that's pretty shitty to announce something 5 days, or 4 days? Or when did I get the idea it was the 8th of December? Yeah, I mean, a week away. Or just over a week away. You can't do that. Come on. I remember back in the good old days where we'd know for months before release about what the content was, and all the little kids go, oh well, it's been on the roadmap for so long, why is it taking so long? And it's like, at least you know what's coming. Would you rather that, or knowing a week before it releases? Like, seriously, which would you rather? Anyway, I'll prevent myself from getting further into a rant. I've received a fair bit of criticism in the past on videos like this, saying, well, you're just moaning. Why don't you suggest some positives? So I will. Not positives, but improvements that Skyhook could use. Not that they will. But here we go. I've thought not very long and not very hard, but these are the most obvious improvements that come to me. The first is bundle it with a new loco. I would buy something like this if, like BR Heavy Freight Pack, it came with a new loco. The only modern freight loco we have for the UK is the Class 66. Why not a 90? Why not a 92? Why not a 68? Or a 60, or a 56, or a 58. We've got so many trains we could have. But we just have a 66. It's getting quite boring now. I don't really drive UK freight because it's just all the 66. And a new locomotive. These are the textbook packs to slap a new loco into. Of course they're not going to. I mean, this is already in its final condition. They're not going to add anything now, but add more locos, for Christ's sake. The second one is add more wagons, just like Northern Transpennine. BR Heavy Freight. Bundle a few wagons together. I would pay, $30, $40 for a new loco and a few different wagons. Not just one wagon that I already have. Obviously a larger timetable. I think that's a given, because, 20 services or 20 things, 4 scenarios, 16 services, diddly squat, whoop-de-doo, who cares? That's negligible. And the last one is, and this isn't just Skyhook specifically, this is a comment more about Dovetail and their practices and their descent into consumer distrust. Just be more transparent. Tell us what's on the roadmap more than a week before it releases. How many times, in fact it's only happened twice, but twice out of the three sequels that we've had, they say, oh, we're going to take some time out and we're going to work on some core features. And what does that actually mean? We're working on a new game, right? That's not transparency, that's lying. And that's not acceptable. So just be more transparent. It's not hard, right? They already do it, just not by choice, right? They already leak everything, or maybe by choice, but they leak everything, right? Just make that official. People will be happier if they can trust the company more. And I can't trust Dovetail. I wouldn't trust Dovetail with $5. It's a shame, because this game is capable of so much. and it's not being used. It's being used as a vehicle to take money out of people who don't know any better. And that's my thoughts. So hopefully they price it with restraint and, you know, they actually consider consumers' opinions. Hopefully, fingers crossed. If that's the case, I don't have much of a problem with this pack. If, as I said, it's more than £10, then yes, I do have a problem with this pack. I have a big problem. With that, I'll leave it with you. Let me know what you think. If you've come here from the forums, welcome. If you disagree with me, that's fine. But just don't have a go at me somewhere else. Just leave a comment and say, I disagree with you. Or DM me on Discord and say, I disagree with you. I'm more than happy to have civil discussions and intelligent disagreement, but not just shouting matches. I would like to hear opinions on both sides, as I always do. Don't take my words for gospel. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.